Hey, what is up everybody? This is Rob, and here's the thing. The Tacoma is still getting fixed. So in the meantime, I did want to go ahead and put out a few videos still. While there aren't going to be new things I've done in my Tacoma, think of it sort of as a highlight reel. You know, things that I've done in my Tacoma that I really enjoyed. You know, with it being a holiday season, you might be looking for gifts for others for their Tacoma, or maybe just gifts for yourself. I mean, guys, the holidays gets rough. Sometimes you just got to treat yourself. So the following things I'm going to talk about, they aren't too pricey and they are relatively easy to get a hold of. And when I say that, I mean some of those items are from Amazon. Anything I talk about, I do have a video about the install on, and I may have a coupon code. If I do, I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys. So go ahead and check out those videos. You know, for any of these products I talk about, I will of course make sure to link them down below also, as well as the product links to buy anything I talk about. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into this. So you just got your 2022 Tacoma. Maybe you're like me and you got it with the LED headlights. Now you just want to throw up just a little bit more spice onto it, right? Just give it that little bit more just to make it look a little bit cooler. So here's the thing. I did not like the normal turn signal lights on it. They're just your standard bulbs. I mean, they're not awful. There's nothing special about them. So I went on Amazon, and there actually is a company called High Flying, and they actually have, you know, these really nice sequential turn signals. They do come in clear, smoked, and I believe tiger stripe configuration. There might be more at this point, but I went with the smoked version. I think it looks really cool because a sequential LED, it goes with the sequential headlights that I have, even though they actually go in a different direction. Like, so for example, when I have on the left turn signals, you'll see that both the front turn signal and the headlight and the side mirror signals, they do sequential off in a different direction, but I still think it looks pretty sick. They are also pretty affordable, if I remember correctly. They do go frequently under $40 on sale. With it being the holidays, they probably are at that price right now. Link down below, check those out guys. Super easy install also. I believe it only took me about 10 minutes per side, and that was just because I was being extra careful not to break you know, the covering on the side mirrors. So you probably have your Tacoma and you've thought there are some products that all you can think of is, how is this not included in the first place? For me, that was definitely that there are no lights in the bed. Okay, you do have that one, that middle light up above the bed, up above the cab, that will kind of shine down into the bed. But you might want a specific light in the bed just to make it a little bit easier when it's really dark. Or for example, I have a bed cover. So that upper cab light I talked about, it's not doing anything. The light's not going to go through the cover into the bed. So having a bed light is very important. Now you can buy an OEM one and they cost about $40 to $50, or for about $20 to $30, I got a third party one that is working perfectly, super easy to install guys, all right? I will put that link down below. Super easy install because the wiring is already there in your Tacoma bed. After you pop off the cover where the light would install, you'll see the wiring is right back there. Easy plug and play guys. Such an easy modification. Just go ahead and do this. Make your life a little bit easier guys. So what if you didn't get the LED headlights? What if you got the base model? You just have the halogens. What if you want to make those a little bit cooler? What if you want to make your fog lights look a little bit cooler? Well guys, I've been using LASFIT LEDs for a long time. They are absolutely spectacular. They last a very long time. I've had them on my Subaru for more than 5 years and they're just as good as they were on day one. I highly recommend LASFIT LEDs. They do sell a lot of great products, but you can also buy them on Amazon. I will link them both ways below. You know, just kind of choose which route you want to go to purchase them. I do highly recommend looking into them though. You know, when you change out your halogen for LEDs, it does look so much better. You know, you don't get just that dull yellow halogen light, you get a nice crisp white light or whatever other color you want. You know, I highly recommend also going, for example, get some nice yellow LEDs for the fogs, because in my opinion, that just looks spectacular. Speaking of fog lights, so I actually have the LED fog lights. For my model Tacoma, by the time mine were out, you can't switch out the bulb on them. If I wanted to get rid of the bright white fogs, I would have had to have bought an all new LED assembly, but I actually really like the ones that came on the Tacoma OEM. So that's why what I did was I reached out and I actually decided to get some Laminx fog light covers. So Laminx fog light covers, they look really cool, really easy to install. Again, guys, I have an install video. I also have a coupon code for those below as well. They really change up the look of the front of the Tacoma. You know, the yellow looks really good. Now, being that I do have the white LED lights, when I do have the covers on, I will admit it's not as dark a yellow as I would have liked. It's more of a lighter yellow. Sometimes in camera, it can look a little closer to green, but it is a yellow. But I do think they look really cool. You know, definitely looks nice, easy to install, and it also does offer some protection for the fog light housing. So I do recommend looking into those if you're like me and you don't really have an easy way to throw some yellow fog lights in there without having to change out the whole assembly. Here's a fun one for the trail. So if you're into off-roading and you just want to be extra careful, then you want to get something called a diff breather. What is that? It's essentially a tube that will go from your Tacoma's diff up to, usually you'll do maybe like the tail light assembly. This is so if you submerge your diff, water won't get in there because you'll have that hose that will be, you know, up above the water, hopefully. You know, honestly, if your Tacoma is, if the water is above your taillights, I think you have bigger problems than your diff right now. So I actually went with the ARB Diff Breather. I do think that, you know, for the price, it's actually a pretty good product. It is somewhat universal, but the exact one I installed is linked below. Really easy install. You know, you just have to pop out your tail light, you put the breather behind the tail light assembly, and you run a hose, you know, down underneath the bed to the diff breather. It does come with everything you need to install it properly. I do highly recommend looking into this just as a little bit of insurance so you don't end up ruining your Tacoma if you end up going in the water. Last item, guys. So you just got your Tacoma and you want to, you know, apply some protection to it. That's always a good thing, right? So you want to look into some way to protect both your infotainment screen, because remember it is a touch screen, and let's face it, those always get all finger smudged up, and your gauge plastic, because gauge plastic is always thin and scratches way too easy, guys. You want to look into Screen Protect. So Screen Protect, they do sell screen protectors. They work phenomenally. I've installed quite a few myself, and all of them, even a year or two later, they still hold up just as good as if it was day one. Easy install. It is a wet install. If you're like me and you know you've dealt with screen protectors since you were pretty much in high school, especially like the early screen protectors, you know what I mean when I say a wet install. You know, you have to spray down the surface, and while it's wet, you apply the protector on there, and then basically you're able to reposition it, and then you squeegee out the water, you know, when you got it right where you want it to. It's not really a hard process, honestly. It's pretty easy, especially for the Tacomas, because it's just a nice flat infotainment screen. I do highly recommend it because, you know, you don't want to see those parts get all scratched up. It gets annoying, especially when the light hits them. So yeah, if you do want one, they don't do coupon codes anymore, but I do have a link down below that if you click that link, it will apply a discount to the cart for you. So make sure to click the link and then check out, and then you will get that discount, you guys. So this next one, this is just the last little bonus one. This honestly isn't as you know, cheap as the other things. But here's the thing, guys. If you have a Tacoma, something you do have to worry about more than other people who don't have a truck is catalytic converter theft. Why? Because your truck sits higher, it makes it easier for a thief to go under it. So that's why I always like to install a MillerCat catalytic converter cover on my Tacoma and any other vehicles I have that they offer the catalytic converter cover for. I've also installed these on 4Runners. They have a variety of options depending on your budget. They have aluminum, they have steel, they have different kinds of steel for how thick you want it, different gauges. You know, I always do recommend looking into a catalytic converter cover because you never know. Someone steals your catalytic converter, it's a huge headache. So why not make it harder for the thieves? It's easy to install. It even comes with security screws, so you can't just use like a normal Phillips head to, you know, go ahead and unscrew it, or a flathead. If you do want a MillerCat catalytic converter cover, do use the coupon code ROBSAutos on our website for a discount. So that is ROBSAutos for a discount. All right, you guys, so that was it. Those are the products I recommend looking into for your Tacoma, especially for the holiday season, guys. You know, use them, gift them to someone else, gift yourself, treat yourself, do what you want with this information, guys. And like I said, all links to the products are below, and coupon codes as well. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know in the comments, guys. And with that, this is Rob, and have a good one.